The clock is ticking. We are now less than 30 minutes away from saying goodbye to a landmark near downtown Frankfort.
This is a live look from WKYT's Sky Eye of the Capitol Tower Plaza. Our drone is just one of the views that we'll bring you over the next hour as the tower will be imploded. Good afternoon to you from Frankfort. I'm Amber Philpotts.
And I'm Sam Dick. And right over our shoulder, you can see the Capitol Plaza Tower. For 46 years, it has sat there on Wilkinson Boulevard near the Kentucky River. And Amber, very quickly, in about 30 minutes or less, it's coming all down.
Yeah, and it will take 4 decades of memories to come down in just about 30 seconds. It will crumble to the ground. We will bring you a front row seat right there from where you're watching us of all the festivities and also all of the reaction. Behind us is the command center. That's where a lot of dignitaries are going to be. Also, the very important plunger, the sort of ceremonial plunger, if you will, that will start this whole process.
Well, we just learned for $15,000 a donation was made by a family from Shelbyville, the Stivers family, and he brought his wife and 2 children, and they're going to do the ceremonial plunging with the governor at 10:30. That's pretty exciting.
How cool is that, if you're a little kid, that you get to push the button here today?
Up.
Let's tell folks where we are, give you a little idea. Here's where we are in downtown Frankfort today. We're right outside what's called the exclusion zone. Now, that is the 700-foot area around the Capitol Plaza Tower, which is now off limits to people. If you're somewhat familiar with Frankfort, it stretches from the banks of the Kentucky River to the transportation cabinet. We're right outside the transportation cabinet. It includes the hillside overlooking the tower all the way to Clinton Street. So we are right outside of that exclusion zone today.
Let's pick up a live shot now of the Capitol Plaza Hotel, and some of the homes are inside that exclusion zone. That's a 700-foot radius around the tower. People inside are not allowed to come outside. They have been told to shelter in place at the hotel and at the homes within that exclusion zone. But as you can imagine, those people will have one of the closest views of the implosion. Now, this is really neat. Inside the hotel, there's at least one implosion party going on. Miss Sally Davis invited us to her implosion party. Her condo is on the 9th floor of the hotel with a view overlooking the Capitol Plaza Tower. She worked for Governor Paul Patton, by the way, and today she said that she and her guests are going to have one of the best views in town. I think that is so cool.
I do too, and she sounds like one sassy lady here today. She was so excited to have us here today. And you know, officials told people, if you could, to stay home, watch this on TV. But you know as well as I know that that is not going to happen with folks. And I am telling you, the crowd has been growing all morning. Sam and I have been here since about 10 a.m. this morning. There's about 300 plus people, I would say, here with us on this side. Over at the Y side, there's probably another 350, we're told. So a lot of people showing up to see this very historic moment.
And we were really unclear as to what was going to happen with the weather, because a week out, Chris Bailey, our chief meteorologist at WKYT, was telling us to expect a rain, maybe snow mix, cold temperatures, and maybe winds of 30 miles per hour. Well, look at it now. The sun is out, no rain or snow, and it's really a beautiful day. Yeah,
actually, we thought that the winds were going to blow directly towards us in our old location, so they actually moved us over here. So we feel pretty good about where we are. Now, the folks that are over there, they're probably going to get that dust cloud, but I'm not sure that most people care because they're here to see it.
Our reporter Victor Puente and Devin Jackson are over there, and they're going to take some of the dust for us. So thanks, guys. We'll get to you live shortly.
Well, we do have a little bit of a timeline of how this is going to go today. As we said, right over our shoulder, that is sort of the command center area, and that's where all of the dignitaries are going to be here today, including Governor Bevin. So here's what to expect. At about 1:28, crews are going to sound 2 long sirens to give the 2-minute warning. And then at 1:29, 1 long siren will mark the 1-minute mark. And then 50 seconds later, that final 10-second countdown will begin to start the implosion.
The implosion, which is actually a series of blasts inside the 28-story tower behind us, is set to begin at 1:30. It's expected to take just 30 seconds or less for the blast to bring that entire building to the ground. We're told it will lean just a little bit, but not a lot, but basically it's going to come down on itself. The 3 bottom floors are going to be weakened, and the rest of the building is going to come down. Now, it's going to create some kind of a dust cloud. The size and direction of that dust cloud and where that dust cloud goes, Amber, really depends on the wind and the speed of the wind. And right now we've got a breeze, but it's not too terribly bad.
No, it's not at all. And, you know, we've never done this before. This is a first for us. And so the folks that do this, they're the professionals, and we're kind of relying on what they've told us of what they see in past implosions. Now, the Capitol Tower Plaza, it opened in 1972, and at that time, it was the tallest building here in Kentucky. The tower stands 28 floors, it's 338 feet, and it is currently the 12th tallest building in the state. Now, it is the tallest building outside of Louisville or Lexington. The demolition company in charge of bringing the Capitol Plaza Tower down is out of Maryland, and they claim to have done 8,000 demolitions. Sam, that's what makes them the experts here today.
You don't want a rookie on this job. They've got 3 generations of experience in 67 years. I asked one of the people in charge, the project coordinator with the demolition company, what it's going to take to bring this building down. Here's what he had to say.
We're going to be loading explosives on 8 floors in the building. 3 bottom floors will be are what we call our drop floor. That's where we're going to take out the greatest height of column. On the upper floors, we've just loaded in a band so that we can control the direction of fall and where the building is failing. When the charges go off, they're going to start on this end of the building and then move backwards. And they're going from slicing through the building like a loaf of bread, going vertically with the charges.
So 8,000 demolitions is what they've done. I mean, that's really impressive. And they've been here for about 4 weeks, Amber. They've got a team of about 8 people. There's a real science to it. We can't get into that with you right now, but suffice to say, it should come down really quickly and all pretty much in one place.
Yeah, and this tower, it's not only the part of the Capitol Plaza that's being demolished. We have a live look from WKYT, the sky eye of the nearby Frankfort Convention Center. It opened in 1971, and over the years, the Convention Center has played host to basketball games, graduations, and political events. Demolition crews started tearing down the Convention Center in January, and it now is just a shell of a building.
All of this work is being done to replace it with a 5-story building. It'll be the same square footage, about 385,000 square feet, but it's going to be able to handle a lot more people. We talked to someone about that earlier. I don't know if we're going to show that right now, but basically the building that's going to replace it should open in 2020. It should be a lot more efficient.
The new building will be a 5-story building. It will be 385,000 square feet, which is roughly the same size as the tower. It'll be laying down on its side. As opposed to what the tower is right now. It's much more efficient. The new building will hold 1,500 employees, and the tower held about 750. So it's much more efficient space-wise.
Amber, say what you want about the new building. It'll be all the bells and whistles and really fancy, but there are people truly here today who may shed a tear or two because they're really connected to this building. Some of them have spent their entire career in that building, and they're going to miss it.
That's been really a really cool thing today. We have a lot of people that have come up and talked to us, people that have Facebooked you and I, emailed us to tell us their memories. I mean, some of these people started their careers and worked their whole lives in this building, and so for them, it marks a really exciting but also a very sad time. And I think a lot of people have come down here because they have some connection. Either they've lived in Frankfort for a long time or they work there. Hundreds of people are out with us on this side. WKYT's Victor Puente is over on the other side, just as many folks over there, so we want to toss it over to Victor now. Victor, what are you seeing on your side?
Well, good afternoon, Sam and Amber. You can see that crowd beginning to gather. Quite a few people out here already. A lot more coming this way. I'm going to step out of the way. Yeah, you can see some people waving here. Excited to be here this morning. Not only have we seen hundreds of people come out here to the YMCA, we've also seen quite a few drones going up in the air. A lot of people wanting to get a kind of bird's eye view as that building goes down. Now, as you mentioned earlier, that area where I'm standing was originally where the governor and some of those speeches were going to be, but the current forecast says that large dust plume may be heading this way, so they moved down to the transportation cabinet. At this point, it's almost like a festival out here. So it's kind of like the 4th of July, except instead of fireworks going up, it's a building coming down. We've seen people walking around selling candy, selling dust masks, all kinds of stuff. Now, some of the people got here as early as 9 a.m. We came up, they got the best spots here along the rail, but pretty much any spot here behind the YMCA is a good place to see that building when it does come down. We're going to be here throughout the hour, where we will also going to make sure we get our masks ready and get our protective gear in case that dust does head this way. Now we're going to toss it back to Sam and Amber.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Victor, thank you so much. We're here live with you right now. They're getting ready to start the ceremony before this implosion, but quickly we're going to get to a break and we'll be right back.
And finally, today is
Welcome back live to Frankfurt for our implosion coverage. Speaking right now is Cabinet Secretary William Landrum of the Finance and Administration Cabinet.
Let's listen in.
This project a reality. Craig Turner, President and CEO of CRM Companies and developer for the project, has assembled a top-notch professional team. Contractor Dub Wilburn, President of DW Wilburn, will ensure this property is done right, on budget, and on time. Part of Doug's team is Renaissance Incorporated, the company responsible for demolishing the existing structures to make way for the new office building. Just look around you or in front of you, you can see they've already been busy for the past several months. Look at the convention center and a couple of blocks. You can look over at the bright, now airy space above Clinton Street. And the tower. Other than the concrete and rebar, Renaissance has taken out all of the dust-producing materials. Drywall, tiles, carpeting, all has been removed. All hazardous materials from the structure has been removed, such as asbestos. The only thing left in the structure you see of the tower is concrete and rebar. And that is where CDI, Controlled Demolition Incorporated, will do its work. CDI has been designing and engineering implosions for 67 years all around the world. They absolutely know what they were doing. I want you to know that the decision to redevelop the area was not taken lightly, but one that I was prepared to make. I was able to make that decision because I have a team of professionals in the Department for Facilities and Support Services that had done its homework. The Capitol Plaza Tower, the Plaza shops, the convention center was not only an inefficient use of space and a crumbling infrastructure, it was a waste of your tax dollars. Obviously, this decision affects Frankfurt and Franklin County. And I want to recognize personally the leadership of Frankfurt Mayor Bill May and Frankfurt County Judge Executive Houston Wells. Their deliberate leadership has been bold as they see the economic benefit of this project and what it creates for the people of Frankfurt and Franklin County. And talk about local leadership, my congratulations to Frankfurt for being awarded an $8 million Tiger grant from the U.S. Department of Transportation, of which that grant will transform the 2nd Street corridor. Well done, Frankfurt. If you have not figured it out yet, today's theme is transformation. And leading transformation on many fronts is my boss, Governor Matt Bevin. Sir, your support has been transformational for Frankfurt, and just like your support to transform the lives of foster children throughout Kentucky is so important. I want to say a special thank you to Mr. A.J. Stivers and his family for their donation to help foster children. Sir, today you are the plunger in chief. So let's get this show on the road with Craig Turner, President and CEO of CRM Companies. Craig, please come to the podium.
Thank you, Secretary Landrum. You know, this project is a result of a lot of hard work from a number of different entities, particularly the Commonwealth, the City of Frankfurt, Franklin County, and numerous state agencies. So on behalf of CRM Companies and DW Wilburn Construction, EOP Architects, and many other team members, we thank you for your trust. We've been given a special opportunity here to transform the landscape of Frankfurt while creating some new development opportunities, a responsibility that we don't take lightly. About 43 years ago, I graduated from Eastern Kentucky University, and I was able to get my first job here here in Frankfurt with the Commerce Cabinet that was located on the 23rd and 24th floor of the tower. At that time, I thought I'd reached the top. But today, the Capitol Plaza Tower comes down and the transformation begins. The result's going to be a 5-story, modern, LEED certified office building that will be accompanied by about 1,100 car parking structure. The tower, however, will live on. We are removing the marble from the tower and using it in the lobby of the new building. In addition, upon demolition, the building will be recycled on site and will be used as the foundation for the new office building. Over the next 24 months, a lot of Kentuckians are going to go to work, and this will be the catalyst for more urban development in downtown Frankfurt. At this time, on behalf of CRM and D.W. Wilburn, we'd like to present the governor something recognized in this occasion. Governor, if you'd come up. We know you're doing a lot of work already, but we thought in case you want to come down and help out at any time over the next 24 months, you're all set.
Outstanding. Thank you so
Good
much.
deal.
I appreciate it.
And here's a small memo as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much. Are you all fired up? I mean, seriously, how fun is this? Awesome. Thank you.
Good
Appreciate
deal.
it.
Thank you.
Very much.
I also very quickly want to recognize a unique individual who bid on getting to push the plunger today. Mr. A.J. Stivers is here with his family from Shelbyville. And A.J., I'd like you to come up too as well and let us give you a small memento of this occasion as well. Good deal. Thanks for all you're doing. Thank you. You bet. Thank you. Well, it's an exciting day. We're glad to be here. Thank all of you for coming. And Secretary, it's back to you.
Thank you, Craig. And Craig, if you could come back up here real quick. You've handed out some party favors, and it's a sweet rendition of the Capitol Plaza Tower. And I wanted to give you this from Bee's Bakery, a sweet rendition of all your hard work.
Perfect. Perfect.
Thank you.
Let me get a picture of this. This is awesome. That is great. That is
Great.
awesome.
Good deal. Thank you.
Well, Governor, the clock is ticking, and we have a few minutes left. But before you come up to speak, I want to give everyone kind of a quick rundown of what to expect as you wrap up your remarks. At 2 minutes out from detonation, there will be 2 audible warning sirens. At 1 minute out, there will be 1 audible warning siren. Then Governor Bevin, Mr. Stivers, and his family will move over to the ceremonial plunger and get ready for the 10-second countdown. Now, I have been told that after the plunger is pushed, we will hear several initial blasts, but it may seem like nothing is happening for a few seconds. That is to be expected. Then the building will be tumbling down in less than 10 seconds. I will lead the countdown with the president of CDI, Mark Loazzo, who will be in contact with the command post. At the words, fire, Mr. Stivers and his family will push the plunger and let the implosion begin. And by the way, depending on where you are, there will be dust, a lot of dust. But let's just hope that the majority of that dust goes the other way. A few minutes later, an all-clear audible siren will be given. So, Governor, I appreciate your leadership and your support from day one. Your vision for Kentucky is bold and exciting, transforming how our state is viewed competitively, not only regionally, but around the world. And more importantly, never losing sight of Kentuckians in every county across the Commonwealth who live, work, and play here at home in the Commonwealth every day. Sir, you're helping transform Kentucky to be a better vision of itself, and you and the First Lady, a heartfelt vision for transforming kids' lives throughout Kentucky. Sir, it's an honor to introduce Governor Matt Bevin.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. I really was not expecting to speak to you, so we'll keep this brief. Bottom line is you're here to see a building come down. This is a special day for us. How awesome is it to be a Kentuckian? I mean, really and truly, we are blessed to live in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. We really are. On a day in March, middle of March, to have a weather like this, outstanding. It really is. Thank you for being here. This is a time of transformation. It truly is. I'm grateful to A.J. Stivers and his wife, Michelle. 18 years ago, they started a little company called Quality Care for Kids. And they go into our public school systems, and they provide hearing tests and eye tests for kids. And some of these kids would never otherwise have access to this kind of health care. And it's just amazing he happened to be the high bidder to join me in this plunger. I was going to do this myself just because I thought it would be fun. And then I said, well, maybe we could raise some money for a good cause. My wife has a foundation called We Are Kentucky, which basically 100% of the proceeds, they don't have any paid staff or anybody who makes any money. 100% of this donation by the Stivers and every other donation goes to taking care of our foster kids and families that are trying to provide for some of our most vulnerable children. So it's amazing that even as we are here to see a building come down, the dollars that are being generated in some measure from this are helping to build families up. And I love the sweet irony of that. We are blessed indeed. We truly are. I'm honored to be your governor. I'm grateful for the fact that we have a chance to transform this skyline. The thing that's ironic, A.J. Stivers was born here in Frankfort the very same year that this building went up. So there's something ironic in all that as well. But I'll tell you, we will enjoy this. For me personally, how many of you ever saw the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote when you were a kid? I mean, seriously, this is like that times, I don't know what, 1 million in real life. So in some measure, it'll be the thrill of seeing a building come down. But in other measures as well, it's just a chance for us just to come together as a community, to celebrate one another, to celebrate a transition and a change. And this transformation, you think it won't make a powerful difference? How many of you out here in this crowd live here in Frankfort? A lot of you. You think it's not going to make a difference. You wait till there's 1,500 more people coming downtown to this corner for all the places that are selling sandwiches and all the places that are selling crafts and all of the different goods and services that are available in this town. As people come in to a first-class, world-class facility right along the river. As we start to clean this place up, you're going to continue to see this city sparkle, to be everything that we've been blessed by nature to have, which is the proximity to everything around us. Thank you for being here. Thank you for enjoying this with us, and get ready to watch this building come down. Thank you very much, and God bless you. I'll just simply say this. We literally, I could sit here and keep talking to you, but none of us want that. So here's what I'll do. We are, and you'll hear this blast in a couple of minutes. So just enjoy one another's company. But when you hear the blast, you'll know it's getting close and getting serious. That's when we'll start moving around and get ready to hit this ceremonial plunger. Just so you know, and you're probably aware of this, there are wires, it is connected, but in reality, people far more responsible than those of us on this stage are taking care of this building coming down. And while there is going to be dust, if you notice, if you wonder where it's likely to go, as long as the flags are pointing that way, that's good for all of us. That's good for all of us. However, if they're not pointing that way, and even if they are, you might want to keep your mouth shut after this thing comes down. Thank you very much.
Okay, we have about 3 minutes.
We're about less
Here
than 5 minutes
before
away
the-
from the big implosion, Amber, and I'm excited. I
We
gotta
are.
tell you. And we look over here.
Yeah.
Nero Street is full of people. I'm guessing easily just in this one place, 500 people.
I
Wouldn't you
keep
say?
thinking there's so many kiddos here today,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking how exciting it is for these kids to see this building come down here. People have come out. I've seen people with their dogs here this afternoon. We do want to mention that there is...
But very peaceful.
Yes,
In
very
fact,
peaceful.
They really have not chanted or said anything. They've just been listening to the governor. So less than 5 minutes away, we're going to wait for that alarm or that siren that's going to go, that blast is going to go off at 2 minutes before the implosion. And we've got about 6 cameras, so you're going to get a great view of what's about to happen.
WKYT's Victor Puente is over on the other side away from us. I know that there are just as many people who have gathered over there, so let's quickly check in with Victor to see how the crowds are growing over there. Victor?
Hey guys, how's it going? Yeah, you can see this crowd continues to grow. We are all kind of in the dust line as it's expected to come this way. I've got my mask. We actually saw somebody earlier selling dust masks. Some people excited. Where did they go? Oh, here they are. You all excited to be out on camera? How you all doing?
Doing pretty good.
Excited about the implosion?
Oh yeah.
Once in a lifetime deal for small town.
Yeah, there you go. Once in a lifetime deal. That's what people are saying. What's also kind of interesting is all of the drones flying around the tower right now at this point. We have one of our own up there. It's going to be a pretty impressive view to see that come down from that angle. A lot of media people here, just a lot going on out of here, and so now we're going to toss it back to Sam and Amber to continue as this happens.
Let's go ahead and bring them up.
All right, Victor, thanks so much. We just heard that first warning sign as the 2-minute warning, right? Now we're waiting for the 1-minute warning.
Right.
Which, there it is right there.
So what you're going to see in less than a minute is 28 stories of history and people's lives and work, their blood, sweat, and tears. A lot of history there, a milestone, Amber, for this city, this moment here on this Sunday afternoon.
They just told everybody to get in position. We are ready. We've got our hard hats ready to go. We've got our glasses and our mask, and I can see the whole crowd. There is a phone in every person's hand getting ready to capture this implosion as it happens here today. Remember, it's going to take about 30 seconds, and that huge building is going to come crumbling down.
Again, the ceremonial plunger, 30 seconds away, will be done by Shelbyville family. Here comes the countdown. Let's listen in.
10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire! Here's the dust.
And I got to tell you, I just heard some children scream. That was a pretty, I want to say frightening, but a pretty amazing thing to see, Amber.
It was amazing. You're right, Sam. And there is that huge cloud of dust that they said would happen. They also said that it would be going the other way, as it appears to be doing so. And we're hearing that on the other side where WKYT's Victor Puente is, we're looking at it right now. The crowd is actually running away from that site because the dust cloud is just overtaking them there on that other side where we said the wind would take it.
Right now, I can smell some of the dust. It's coming this way. It's probably about less than a football field away from us, creeping up Miro Street.
I see our drone.
Towards the transportation building. There's a shot there, Dean Handy operating our drone, the WKYT Sky Eye.
Now, the one good thing, if it had have been raining a little bit today or snowing, it was going to help keep some of that dust down. But right now where we are, Sam, it's coming just a little bit, but it seems to be dissipating some. It is slower, but it seems to be dissipating. And I see our drone right out there in the middle of all of it. And I see the drone coming down just a little bit right now, trying to get out of some of that dust.
But it's thick. I mean,
it is thick,
right
Sam.
Now, we can't see anything through that dense amount of dust. And again, this has really been reduced, as Amber's mentioned in the speakers. They took the ceiling tiles out, the carpet, the flooring, anything they could to make it just a shell of the building. So this is concrete dust, which is different from a brick building, which would actually have an even larger dust cloud, I believe.
You know, they said about 30 seconds, and you know you're watching, and I feel like you just blink, and it was down. That's really incredible how that happens and how quickly it happens as soon as those charges went off. They kind of explained it to you like it was sort of slicing through a loaf of bread, right?
Right, starting from the bottom and working its way up. but mainly taking out those 3 floors. You're exactly right. I'm really surprised how fast that came down. It was under 15 seconds.
I was trying to get some video like everybody else, and I couldn't get it, the button hit in time. So we want to show you WKYT's Victor Puente. He's got a shot up for us. And again, he is on the side where they got the direct hit of that dust cloud today. And again, our producers telling us that all those folks were just running out of that area, and that shot is really cleared out. And of course, this area, some people sticking around, a lot of people actually sticking around on this side, just kind of taking pictures and milling about.
It was a pretty violent thing to watch as well, and I'm not surprised I heard some younger children scream out and cry, but for the most part, everybody just was, I think, kind of amazed, as I was. My mouth was open, actually.
I think mine was too. I think it's a good thing we probably weren't on camera to get our reaction to it. And of course, there is a basketball game going on right now, so a lot of these people are trying to get home to see their Cats play, so they've got to see the tower implode. Now they can get home and see the Cats win an SEC championship.
We're trying to rustle up a live interview here, either with the governor or maybe Craig Turner with the developer CRM. And also we've got Emily Arroyo who's standing by as well in the Capitol Plaza Hotel, and I'm hoping they've got a good view of this as well.
Absolutely. But again, I mean, it's really incredible as we sit here and watch how this cloud of dust is just really going away quicker than I anticipated. I really thought it would hang with us much, much longer.
Victor Puente is standing by live. Victor?
Hey guys, yes, it's actually beginning to clear out here. There was a thick plume of smoke that came by here. It was kind of like something out of a movie. It went off and everybody just took off running. I'm actually standing here with a young man who was watching. He, like me, was covering his face, but it's starting to clear out some now. What's your name?
Travis.
What was it like watching that, Travis?
I mean, it was pretty cool seeing the building blow up, but a lot of dust and debris got in my eyes, so I kind of didn't get to see a lot. But it was still pretty cool. It's like watching an action movie, obviously.
Yeah,
it was really fun.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, it was like something out of a movie. That giant plume went up, and then you could just watch it come. Now, it actually moved slow enough that if you wanted to get out of its way, you were able to. It wasn't that fast moving, and it's starting to clear out some now. So they said that the type of concrete used in that building would mean that it wouldn't linger that much. So things starting to clear out some, and you can actually start to see now what is left there. That pile of debris. Kind of impressive to think that just a couple of minutes ago there was a building there, and the majority of the crowd has cleared out. Still quite a few people still hanging around. A couple people wearing masks like I am, but yeah, people kind of clearing out, and I think people got what they came for when they came to check out this implosion. Well, we'll send it back to Sam and Amber now. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to actually stay on this. And so you can also see this area was originally where they were going to have the speeches, the governor, some of those other people. You can imagine it would have been a bit dusty had they been here whenever that all went off. I actually was wearing a pair of safety glasses, and they have a thin coating of dust now. I was also trying to take pictures during this whole thing. My phone, a bit of a layer. So we'll be doing some washing of our clothes later tonight, Devin and I. Now, here we go. We got a few more people heading out. All right, we're going to see what it's like down at the transportation cabinet with Sam and Amber.
Victor, thank you. Governor Bevin joining us. I've been broadcasting 40 years. I've never witnessed in person something like that. Was that a first for you?
It was. I mean, honestly, you see these things in movies, you see them happen on other people's broadcasts, but to have it happen here in Frankfort, it's something fun about it. I don't care what age kid you are, there's something fun about seeing a building that big come down that quick.
You were really giddy over there, but it is exciting because it's transforming downtown Frankfort, the skyline, reducing the footprint. A lot of great things happening with this building coming down and what's going up.
Environmentally, it's going to be so much better for this community. It's going to be so much better economically as well. Bringing people, we have people scattered all over the city, 1s and 2s and 8s and 12s at a time in ratty little buildings, bringing them all together, 1,500 people in a building that'll be as nice or nicer than the one we're next to right now. It'll be fantastic for this community.
How about that $15,000 donation?
That was very generous. I'll tell you, AJ and Michelle Stivers, Quality Care for Kids is the name of their company. And what they do is pour into some of the poorest kids in our communities across this state. And the fact, I mean, they just happened to be the high bidder. There were 84 bids, I think, and he happened to be the high bidder. But the fact that his passion is so aligned with We Are Kentucky and helping foster kids in this state was just more than coincidental, I'll tell you.
Did you ever dream, though, when you announced, hey, you can bid on this, that it would get up to $15,000?
I hate to admit it. I honestly hoped it would get even higher. If we'd had more time to push it, I think it might have. What he told me, he was willing to go double that number. I said, it's a good thing I didn't know. I might have bid you up, but we didn't do that. He was very generous. And I'll tell you, 100% of this money goes to foster youth, and I'm just delighted.
And we know how passionate you are about that.
It's a great day for Kentucky on many, many fronts.
I'm impressed with how fast it came down. That really has a lot to say about the company, 67 years of experience. There's a lot of science behind that, too.
There really is. It's not just a simple, and if you notice, there's sometimes ones that implode where they drop straight in on themselves. This one, if you saw, sort of fell a little bit intentionally because it's easier to clean something up if it's not all on top of itself. So it falls a little bit away. They'll be able to recycle and reuse this material a whole lot better. So.
Were you still a little bit jealous, though, that you didn't get to push the plunger today?
I got to help. And here's the thing. It's for a worthy cause.
Absolutely.
I mean, for $15,000 to help our foster youth, I'd be happy to let anybody push that plunger. So this was a great, fun day, no matter how you slice it.
Governor Bevin, thank you very much. And look at this hard hat.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty sweet. Oh, we dropped some things. Sorry about that.
All right, no worries.
There we go.
Awesome.
Thanks, Governor.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
We've got a lot more to bring you from down here after the implosion. We're going to check in with people, get more reaction to seeing it happen. We've got the replay. You're going to see that multiple times. But for now, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come right back.
Back now in Frankfurt, and you're looking at a replay. This is a replay of the implosion from the Sky Eye drone. Watch this happen. This is the implosion as it happened from the sky. "28 stories crumbling down, Amber."
Just seconds. We're still in awe of that. We are joined by some really special guests. AJ Stivers and his family. This is his wife, Michelle, and the kiddos, Olivia and Tucker. They were the winners of an online auction to get to be up there today to push that ceremonial plunger. First of all, how was it?
It was incredible. Almost cried.
Absolutely. And you guys pledged $15,000 to get to do that. Talk to me about why that was important to your all's family.
And we would have done more. The thing is that it's all about the children. And We Are Kentucky Foundation is close to my heart as well as my own company, helping the children in the schools. And we do their vision and hearing, and the foundation helps supply the resources from every community to come in and help the children that need it, that cannot get it and can't afford it and have no place to go. So it was just all about the children, and plus the building means a lot to us as well.
Tell me about that, because you were born and raised here. What feelings are going through you right now?
Well, I almost cried. I turned around and it was just gone. And, that's been a staple. We drive by it every day. You just something that you see every day. And it touched my heart.
Olivia, Tucker, how do you describe it?
It was amazing.
It was, wasn't it? What about you, Tucker?
Crazy.
It was crazy. We cannot thank you all enough, because as the governor said, this is something where this building came down, something even greater is going up in its place. But what you guys are doing are furthering what their love and their passion is, or foster children adoptions. That's so great of you. And you said you would have given more.
I would have.
Michelle, thank you very much. Kids, it's a day you'll remember for the rest of your life. What do you think, Olivia?
Cool.
Cool. All right. Thank you all.
Thank you all so much. All right. We appreciate the Stivers family. We've got a lot more to bring you from downtown Frankfurt. We're going to go to break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back in. You're looking at a replay of a different vantage point of the implosion this afternoon. WKYT's Victor Puente was on the other side over near the Y, and this is what it looked like with the crowd over there that gathered to watch the implosion of the tower this afternoon. And as it comes down there, you can hear people screaming and hollering. We also understand, of course, they were in that direct line of that dust cloud, people just running to get out of there. And Sam just mentioned, he said, Amber, it was a lot thicker than I anticipated. It was, but now you can't even tell at all that was even here moments ago.
You couldn't see through it, and now you can see all the way back there. One of the best vantage points was the Capitol Plaza Hotel. It's only 400 feet from the tower that was just imploded, and our Emily Arroyo had the awesome assignment of being at an implosion party on the 9th floor. Emily, how'd it go?
That's so cool. Oh, it's a lot of fun out here, Sam and Amber. Not only were we inside avoiding that dust, but it's a party. Miss Sally, come here. Miss Sally, I want you to show them what we have going on out here. This is Miss Sally Davis, and she popped this giant bottle of champagne.
We're happy it's over, but now we can get down to the party. Ready, everybody?
And you were just astounded as we saw this tower come down.
Well, it was quick, and it was kind of cloudy. It was too quick. I would have preferred it lasted a little longer, so we would have.
The great thing, Miss Sally, is that we have lots of replays coming up for you. So we'll be watching it, and you guys will be getting your party on, having this giant bottle of champagne.
Are you sure you don't want a little glass of champagne?
You know what? My mama is watching. My boss is watching. I'll leave the champagne to you.
When a building implodes, you can do anything you want to.
When a building implodes, you can do anything you want to. Guys, are you listening? Sam, Amber?
That is so awesome.
I agree. What else are you going to do, right?
And she's right. It did happen so fast. I mean, before you knew it, the building was gone.
I will say that Emily got the best assignment
Yes.
today. We do feel really bad. Victor Puente was a great sport over there. I don't know what he looks like. He could be covered in dust right now, but we want to say thank you to both of those folks because that was a pretty cool assignment for both of them to have.
And how many Implosion parties are you going to go to? Fantastic.
Right. I keep looking back thinking it didn't really happen, but sure enough, the skyline has changed forever here in Frankfurt.
We'll be right back. Much more to come live from Frankfurt.
Well, as we welcome you back in, take another look of the tower coming down. There's the countdown. This is from our vantage point right beside the transportation cabinet, and there it goes. They're firing, and then it just took seconds for that 28-story building to come crumbling down on top of itself. I swear, Sam, if you blinked, you missed it here this afternoon. We've been talking about it for so long. So it is down with the old and now up with the new. And you got a chance to talk to folks about what is going to be replacing this tower in that spot.
Time to create some new memories, and they're going to do that with a new building, totally modern, will be finished in 2020. Let's listen in for just a second and show you what it's going to look like and a little bit about the new building.
The new building will be a 5-story building. It will be 385,000 square feet, which is roughly the same size as the tower. It'll be laying down on its side as opposed to what the tower is right now. It's much more efficient. The new building will hold 1,500 employees, and the tower held about 750. So it's much more efficient space-wise.
Back live, I asked state officials who gets the honor of being in the new building. They said, you know, right now we're not sure. We're trying to consolidate a lot of different departments and agencies. They've got 2 years to work that out as to who's going to be in the new building. But that'll be around probably, hopefully, for another 46 years after losing this one.
And as you said, new memories, you know, Governor Bevin speaking today talking about, you know, 1,500 employees are going to call this place home. So think about that. That's 1,500 more people that are in the downtown corridor area here in Frankfurt. They're going to go eat lunch at places. They're going to shop at the businesses down here. And that's just another boom in Frankfurt because right now they're just spread out all across the city, just as he said, in some of them in not the greatest buildings. So they're going to come back and be in a really nice new building. And as you said, a lot of people are going to have some more memories for hopefully 40 more years.
I have noticed, by the way, Amber, some people who had their dust masks walking by a second ago, so I guess they got caught in some of that dust. And our Victor Puente and photographer, videographer Devin Jackson were right in the middle of the action. Victor, how'd you do?
Well, we've been wiping some dust off of us for the past few minutes. Now, I'm going to step by the way and let Devin show you what is left of that building. At this point, the dust has pretty much cleared out of the air. You can see a little bit off in the distance, but you see that pile of rubble. That is all that is left at this point. And we're going to show you the video from our vantage point of what it looked like watching that building go down. Spread our way. We can hear people squealing. So that's what it sounded like. That's what it looked like from over here. And as that dust cloud kicked up, people started running. I would say 80% of the people who were standing here behind the YMCA cleared out before that dust cloud got here. It was so slow moving that people were able to get ahead of it. But for those of us who stuck around and were in the path of that, there was quite a bit of dust to be had. Kind of thankful that we were given dust masks, also given some glasses. We needed those because they ended up getting a little dusty by the time this was all over. But for everybody I talked to, they said that it was kind of like something out of a movie, seeing that building go down, seeing all of those explosions. And they said that it was as exciting as they thought it would be. There were a few kids, you could hear them screaming. I think it was a big noise for them, but for their parents, for everybody watching this, kind of exciting to be a part of something that you don't really get to see that often. So again, everybody kind of clearing out here. And if you see on the side of the building over here, that is actually a picture of what they're planning to replace with the arena going down, the tower coming down. So a lot of changes coming to Frankfort here with all that's happening. And today everybody here got to be a part of that. And we'll toss it back to Sam and Amber now, see if they have more about what is happening today.
It sounds like Victor got the brunt of the dust. It stopped before it got to us.
Yeah,
Pretty much
it did.
It was all about the wind.
It's funny, I can still hear the little bit of excitement, though, in Victor's voice and being over there, despite being in that dust cloud. But yeah, you could tell there for a second. We thought it was going to shift a little bit this way, but it kept going on. All right, we've got a lot more to bring to you. We also got someone standing by who's going to give us her reaction. She used to work in that building. Now it's gone, so we want to talk to her in just a minute. We'll be right back.
We're back live. Kim Brannick worked in the tower for 16 years. You just witnessed it coming down. What did it feel like? What'd you think?
It was really fast. I couldn't get my video camera up fast enough. It was almost down. But I thought I would shed a tear. I didn't have time. But what a way to go. I love that building, working in it, and I met so many neat people. And I just had to be here to see her go, and that was fantastic.
Kim, thank you very much. And thank you for joining us on Facebook Live and here live as well. You did a great job.
Welcome.
Kim Brannick. Thanks, Kim.
Well, we have a few more minutes here with you, and we want to kind of show you some of the different vantage points that we had here today. We had a lot of different cameras in place so that you could see it from a lot of different angles, and so we want to show you some of those as we round out our shows here. So let's look at our vantage point again. So we're right here outside the transportation cabinet. So this is what it looked like as it was coming down, as they counted down, and then that tower went.
3, 2, 1, fire! Here's the dust.
This next vantage point is from Victor Puente, and he was where the dust cloud after the implosion was headed right towards him. But here's what it looked like from his vantage point.
And now, after all of that, take a look at our Sky Eye, our drone up in the air, and there you see it, all that rubble left after that 28-story building came crumbling down here today. And all of that is going to be sort of like the bedrock, right? Sort of the place where they're going to put that new building over top of it.
We want to thank our team here today, led by Robert Thomas. A lot of people behind the scenes that made this happen. Thank you for joining us. I'll remember this for a long time.
Absolutely. Amber. We need to do this again, right?
There you go.
Thank you so much for joining us again. It is Down with the Old and Up with the New here in Frankfort.